As an actor, I needed a way to pay my bills without also giving in to doing the soul-sucking work. Then I found video editing. Now, when I started in January last year, 2024, I had 0 clients. I jumped to February 2025. A full 12 months later, I'm working with YouTubers in the millions of subscribers. My skills have skyrocketed and I've generated a really comfortable income while still having time to spend on my acting career and with my family. And the crazy thing is the creator economy is set to hit $528 billion by 2030, meaning there's never been a better time to get into this. But most people fail because they don't follow the right steps. So in this video, I'm gonna basically break down exactly how I did it. And while everyone's journey and path is different, hopefully I can help you get started. Let's get into it. The way I got into video editing in 2024 was I'd just done 6 months prior of trying to be a voice actor. Now, I'm an actor for theatre and film. That's my niche. But it's always been hammered into us as actors that a great side hustle is voiceover work. I'm an all or nothing guy, so I dove into it head first. And for those 6 months, I quickly discovered that being a voice actor is just as difficult as being a screen or a stage actor. And I thought, well, if what I want to do with my life is TV, film, and theatre, and it's just as difficult to get into voice acting, then I'm spreading myself too thin. So I knew I needed a more secure and reliable source of income. It was my wife actually who suggested, when I was, a bit broke and worried about how I was going to contribute to our bills and our rent, she said, well, you've always done a bit of video editing for fun. Why don't you do it for YouTubers like you've been talking about? And I was like, yeah. So dove into YouTube, watched a few videos like you're probably doing right now. I came across a very talented video editor and entrepreneur called Sam P. Dunn. He has a channel all about how to break into the freelance video editing scene for YouTubers. And he had a course. At first I was like, oh, surely I don't need to pay for a course. But then I quickly realized that if I wanted to get ahead, that taking a course specifically on what I'm looking to achieve was gonna really help me. His course called Editor's Academy is all about how to grow your own YouTube video editing business from the ground up, from a complete beginner with no skills in video editing all the way to a full-on agency if that's what you want. I'm not making any money from advertising his editing course, but I'll leave a link in the description below. I would highly recommend you go do that course if you want to take this seriously. So I put in all this work and I was reaching out to YouTubers, and within a month I was working with the YouTuber Kenny Bender, who has over 200,000 subscribers now. We've also become mates as a result of it, and this is why I love video editing for YouTubers. YouTube is such a more casual place compared to stuffy big production companies where they're telling you when to work, what software you can use, who your clients are. The clients you work for might not be very nice to you, but with YouTube you literally pick who you work with, and if somebody treats you poorly you can just go, well, I'm not going to work with you anymore. So I only pick YouTubers that I'm genuinely interested in working with. And basically I would repeat this same method every single month of reaching out to YouTubers over 100,000 subscribers. I kept doing that and I kept working. Now I'm making the amount of money that you see in the YouTube video title. So why video editing? Well, like I was saying, the creator economy is set to reach $523.89 billion I'm reading off my screen, by 2030. And also more and more people now are watching YouTube on their TV. The other reason is it's pretty fun and creative. Usually YouTubers, if you work for them, will give you a lot of creative freedom in your editing. So you can have a lot of fun with it. It's very energizing. You get to work with a really cool range of people. You might become mates with them, you might not, but you get to work with some great people, and you also get to learn a lot from people. One of the great pieces of advice that Sam P. Dunn gave me was reach out to YouTubers in the niches that you want to learn more about. So if you want to learn more about finances, then reach out to finance YouTubers. If you want to learn more about painting, reach out to painting YouTubers. I just want to say this before we get into it. Video editing is not for the faint of heart. It is really hard work to begin with, and you will be spending hours and hours and hours a day on it until you get faster. So while you've seen my thumbnail and this title of the video is very appealing, I'll make $3,000 a month, you still have to work. It's not going to be easier from the get-go than going and working an office job. It's just not, but it's an investment in your future. If you like the idea of waking up whenever you want in the morning, doing a few hours of video editing, and then doing whatever you want for the rest of the day, that is a reality with video editing, but it takes a lot of months of work to get to. When you start out, it will probably take you a full day or two, a full working day or two, to edit one YouTube video to a high standard for a paying client. Anyway, enough waffle from me. Let's get into the steps to success. So firstly, I would make a commitment to yourself and to your loved ones for the next 12 weeks. A really good book to read is The 12-Week Year. It's all about how setting goals for the year is basically not as effective as setting goals for 12 weeks. You can achieve a lot more if you condense it into 12 weeks because there's more urgency. So I would set a video editing goal for the next 12 weeks. What is that for you? Is that to book your first client? Is that to just get, somewhat good at video editing? When I began, my goal for the first sort of month or two was to basically make enough to pay my bills and rent and my groceries. By the way, I have a weekly newsletter that's only like a 3 or 4 minute read that gives you some great advice on self-improvement, making more money, being healthier, being happier. Also has some fun little life updates from me. So if that interests you, go sign up using the link in the description below. The next step is get educated. This cannot be understated. If you don't want to go buy Editors Academy, that course, then you're going to have to speak to a lot of people, watch a lot of YouTube videos, and start practicing. Okay, you just need to get educated. I'm gonna break this down because there's a few things you need to get educated in. Learn good video editing. Yeah, choose a video editing software. As long as you pick one of the main three, Final Cut Pro, DaVinci Resolve, or Premiere Pro, doesn't really matter which one. I personally would go with Final Cut Pro if you're an Apple user. A lot of people talk down about it because they're using Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve, but Final Cut Pro is so underrated. I've edited professional work for clients on all three, and Final Cut Pro is by far my favorite. Number 2 is get educated about personal branding and a bit of sales. You don't have to be a expert salesperson, you just need to know what to say. The next step to success in this is to create a stellar website. Feel free to take inspiration from my website. Don't plagiarize because people are gonna know, and that's not just for me, that's for other editors. I would recommend either Squarespace, which is a bit more expensive, or Card, spelt this way. Card is completely free, but you do have to pay if you want a better domain name. I use Squarespace because it's more versatile, it looks more professional in my opinion, and you can have multiple pages, which I think is quite good. This is your shop front, okay? It needs to be impressive. Make it very clear at the top what you are selling, like how you are helping people. Don't just be generic like, hello, I'm a video editor called Jenny. You need to be ultra specific. I help YouTubers create highly engaging content and get you more views, something like that. Definitely have some nice photos of you taken. They don't need to be with a professional photographer in a studio, but be professional, break down some of your skills. I think a video sales letter is really effective. Go research those if you want to stand out from the crowd. And then below you want your portfolio. Everyone always says before they get into editing, but I don't have any clients, so how do I have a portfolio? I don't have any work. Well, remember we were talking about how you can reach out to YouTubers with a sample edit that you've done for them, or at least email them to ask them if you can send them a sample video and then go edit it for them. Well, you can take these sample videos and put them on your website as your portfolio. The only thing you need to do is just make it clear to the person checking out your website that these were free sample edits that you have sent out to the YouTuber using their pre-existing work, their old videos, and that you haven't actually been paid by this YouTuber to do that. As long as you make that clear, then you've been upfront and you're also showing your editing skills off, so win-win. The next key to success is prioritize this as an income. Make it one of your top goals for the next few months, because otherwise it will never happen. It'll always be someday I'll do this. And if I could make a recommendation, invest some money into it now. Maybe it's buying the editing software. Maybe it's buying an editing course. In the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, he talks about that when we make a financial commitment to something, we're more likely to follow through with it. So that's something you can do if you're in the financial place to do so, but don't go putting yourself in debt, please. The next tip is find clients. Oh, really helpful, Sam. Yeah, I'll just go find some big YouTuber clients to pay me hundreds of dollars every month. Right, it's going to be a bit difficult to begin with, but as long as you persevere, you will achieve it. It's recommended these days to have a social media presence as a video editor for YouTubers. I have chosen not to do this. I did it in the first several months of video editing, but I'm an actor, so I didn't want to confuse my acting clients telling them I'm a video editor. Obviously, humans can be more than one thing, but when you're selling something, people don't really like a jack of all trades. While it can help you get more clients having a social media presence, it definitely helps to enhance your overall brand. It's definitely not necessary. If you go look at my social media pages now, you'll see that I don't post anything about my video editing work because I'm trying to build a brand as an actor and as a YouTuber. I'm not trying to build a brand as a video editor. Thing is, as long as you're a good video editor, your clients won't really care that you don't have a social media presence. As long as your work is good and you have a website, that's the difference. I might not have social media for my video editing, but I do have an online presence, which is a website. The other thing you want to do is join a few editing communities, make some friends with some other video editors. Maybe you can host a weekly accountability call with them so you keep each other accountable. When you've got friends doing the thing that you're doing, when you're hanging out and around those people, you're more likely to do more of that thing. So if you're hanging out with other YouTube video editors, you're not only going to be learning from them and making new friends, which is always nice, but it's going to make you want to improve your work and do more video editing. The next tip is don't work for free. I mean, you can do a sample video for free, like 30 to 40 seconds is high quality outreach. Even when I was starting out, I never did an entire YouTube video for free. Maybe you offer a discount as a trial, especially if you don't have any long form portfolio. People will also tell you that you need to work for really cheap to begin with. This is also a myth. My minimum price when I started out as a video editor was $275 and ever since my prices have been increasing. Now, I'm not really in the position to tell you what you should charge. Think about how much your time's worth. You need to factor in a few different things. If I were you, I would log all of your finances down for the month. So how much rent do you pay? How much do you spend on groceries, on bills, on your subscriptions, on your software rentals and things like that? Add it all up and work out how much money you need to make each week. So this is what you need to make. You also need to factor in my opinion, is some money that you want to save and invest for your future. And on top of that, you need a bit of money to have some fun, buy some luxuries. So now you know how much you need to make each month. You can sort of work out how much you need to charge per video, how many videos you can handle in a month, how many videos you want to edit a month, and you can factor your pricing around that. But one thing I will say, know your worth. Don't undercharge. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to your family. Don't do that to your livelihood, because I promise if you undercharge, you're just going to be stuck in your little editing room all day, every day, and that sucks. It really does. There's also not really much of a limit to how much you can charge. I know video editors who charge $1,000 a video, and Sam P. Dunn also taught me this. Whatever you are going to charge, add about 10 to 15% on top as a buffer. So, is this something that you're going to try? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you thought of this video. And if you have any questions at all, comment below and I will reply to you as soon as I can. And if you enjoyed this video, I know you're gonna absolutely love this one here, so go watch that. And if you'd like to stay in touch with little old me, then hit that subscribe button and maybe even the bell if you're feeling cheeky. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, bye.